So Ken Swift from X asked, why is there no reality is coming for Paige like there was for Caitlin Clark last year? Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And guess what, Rob? Caitlin Clark's crossover Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30, 6:30 Eastern time, respectively. And it's really cool.
Great.
Got guest what was that?
So that's great.
Oh, yeah. It's really cool. We have guest podcasters, and it's talk about Caitlin Clark and all sorts of good stuff like a sports reporters type form. And I'm going to do the live WNBA draft on Monday night, so join us for that. So, Rob, is any Caitlin Clark fan knows probably now that Ken Swift has the best column covering Caitlin Clark and the WNBA in X, in all of X. And he just keeps coming up with great stuff. And he came up with this. And I'd like to talk about it because it's very relevant. So this is a brand new post just a couple hours ago from Ken Swift. And he said, is it me or is there zero narrative about the number one pick having a transition period in for a rude awakening, going up against grown women, being a 25-year-old playing against 18-year-olds, and that's why she looks good, blah, blah, blah. Why did we hear so much talk last year, which proved to be insanely accurate, yet this year, crickets? And as you can see, he's got cricket here with chirping.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And, you know, the WNBA acted like this was the only league in the world where the transition from the college to the pros was big. People would make commentary about this, trying to show how smart they were. Like, look, we're trying to explain it to us. It's like, I knew that as a 9-year-old, Rob, because I remember O.J. Simpson being drafted by the Bills, and he didn't play well his rookie year, mainly because they had a lousy team. But I could see the transition. I could understand that it was a big jump from the college to the pros. So I'm sure other people growing up had the same, realization early in their sports following. Like I was 9 at the time, that people know that. So this is not very insightful. It wasn't very insightful when Diana Taurasi said it. And she said it in a condescending way. And she also exaggerated. Like she was playing against 18-year-olds. She was playing against 18 to 23-year-olds because of the COVID year. She was actually playing against a year older than a lot of other people. And people could stay a year longer. So
well, he also left out the transition where people were saying her game wouldn't transcend into what it was in college.
Right. Yeah. Gee, that good point.
Saying that.
Gino said that.
Saying that. Yeah. A lot of people
wrong
saying
tool
that.
set. She's too slow. She's not strong enough. She can't handle the physicality. There's no indication.
All she has is a 3-point shot. That's it.
Right. So that is a good point. Why aren't they saying that about Paige? Maybe they realized how stupid it was last year to try to, say this gap is so big when it's really not as big as they might make it sound. At least Caitlin Clark was 4th in the MVP voting. But so Mick Talks Hoops actually responded to this, and I didn't know if he responded to. I never saw a response to one of Ken Swift's things in the past because I didn't know if he was on. But Mick Talks Hoops responded to this, and then Ken Swift responded back. Here's where Mick said, "To be fair, okay, TBF, which means to be fair. There's no expectation for her to come in and dominate like there was with Cece. Cece was being called the future GOAT in college so much that averaging 17, 6, and 6 through 10 games was considered a disappointment. Paige is just another really good player." Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I think Paige is being seen as a great player, Rob. Not as good as Caitlin, but being seen as a great player. And there is that talk. And then Ken Swift responded to that. And he said, "Mick, there's zero way you have forgotten this quickly. The Paige is better than Caitlin debate has and will continue to exist. She was Caitlin before Caitlin, and we should draft her over Caitlin." That's what Diana Taurasi said when they asked her who you drafted going out the same year as Caitlin. She said, "Paige, next question." So how is the expectation different? Now maybe we can say that because they looked so foolish last year because of what Caitlin did, they aren't yapping this year. I think Paige will have a good rookie season, but nothing like Caitlin did last year. Unfortunately, I don't think that's not why they aren't talking like they did last year. I think I agree with Ken Swift is hinting that they wanted to minimize Caitlin Clark because she was so popular. And I really think
with this weak rookie class coming in, as you see in the draft tomorrow, how weak this class is, I'm gonna go out and predict that Paige will be rookie of the year.
Rob, it's not even clear to me that Paige will be rookie of the year, even though I think she is a great player. Because I saw highlights of Dominique Malunga, and then I saw more highlights again in this interview with Rachel Demita. And she looked even better than she did the first time I saw the highlights. She was more athletic and quicker than I thought she was when I first saw the highlights. And she seemed very mature in the interview and willing to learn. But at the same time, she seems to want to have a good all-around game, including she talking about how she wanted to get more assists and stuff like that. So I wouldn't sleep on her. She's 6'6". She can dunk. She has a good all-around game from what I understand. I understand she hasn't played against good competition before, so I'm reserving judgment for that. But I'm just saying she's a threat to win Rookie of the Year also.
Well, they're comparing it to the female Wembanyama, who is also from France. But she's not even close to that. She's not even close to Wembanyama. So I don't know why.
No, she's only 19. We'll see.
But I mean, I'm just talking about her overall game. Wembanyama, I knew he was going to do well in his rookie year coming over, despite his age. But she's not even that close. She won't do the same thing in the WNBA, I don't believe.
We'll see. Victor W had the 3-point shot as well as he had handles, which is very unusual for someone 7'3.5 inches tall that can dribble and have handles. That's unusual. So people
his handles in the three, yeah.
But also he wasn't quite as good this year as people thought. I remember Michael Wilbon claiming on Pardon the Interruption, he thought Victor W was going to be the best player in the league this year, and he's not.
No.
He's not even in the top 5. And he's playing great, don't get me wrong, but he's not
even
in the top 5 right now.
Well, he got out. He couldn't finish out the year because he got blood clots, so he was out for the year. He's done for the year.
Right, but I don't think he was one of the top 5 players in the league this year. And he certainly wasn't the best player, because we know who the best player is. It's Jokic. Yeah. And SGA's second, so he's definitely not in the top 2. And
I wouldn't have made that statement that he was going to be the best player. No.
I'm telling you, that's what Michael Wilbon thought it was a good chance.
That's his opinion. I never would have said something like that with Jokic in there. No way.
Well, I understand. I agree with you. At some point, he will be the best player in the league, though. He's pretty young, so he's only 2021 right now, right? Mm-hmm. So, anyways, I have no idea. I'm merely saying, Rob, that it's not even clear to me she's going to be Rookie of the Year because I think Dominique is a threat to win it. I don't think she'll be a bust, Dominique, but I'm not saying what her upper limit is because she hasn't played against good competition yet. But she looked more athletic than I thought when I first saw the first.
Well, I mean, if you watch the Olympics, I don't know about that. She was in the Olympics. The one that really talked about her that much. So
they didn't give her a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
So that tells me she's still a project. So again, Paige is probably the favorite, but it's not a sure thing. But I think Ken makes a good point that, people are saying things like she was Caitlin before Caitlin. Some people, she got a championship. That means she's better than Caitlin.
Right.
So to say that there's not expectations on her, that's simply not true. I don't agree with Mick. I'm kind of more in line with what Ken Swift is saying.
I agree. Yeah.
But I think that she's got UConn privilege, Rob, and that's why they're not saying this. And also because, it didn't turn out to be accurate last year, where people say this gap between the pros and the WNBA is so huge, it's going to be almost impossible for Caitlin to do anything.
Right.
And I think they realize, well, we better not say that. What if Paige comes in and does really well and plays great? So, anyways, I thought it was a great point. So, anyways. Rob, you're going to predict Paige to be Rookie of the Year?
Yep.
Yeah, I think she's the favorite. I'm just saying it's not a lock. So we'll see what happens.
Just because I'm, like I said, I'm going on this rookie class that's coming in, and I'm like, there's Paige, and then there's.
I am interested, Rob, to see. Paige is white, but she did that ESPY speech, so she's kind of halfway in between white and black as far as the black community is concerned. And Dominique is obviously black. So I'm interested to see how ESPN covers the two of them. If Dominique plays really well, better than her years, and there's a real competition for Rookie of the Year, how they cover that and how they show any favoritism. I'm interested to see how that happens.
Mark, like I said, I already know what's going to happen. It's already written in. Paige is going to win because of that reason, and also because
what reason? What reason?
That she's ESPN, that she already did the SP Awards, and
Okay.
they already like the black women
Dominique
already
is
like
black,
her.
Rob. They can override it.
No, with Dominique's black doesn't mean that she's foreign though. So she's not from here. She's not from here. So
she's not a sister, huh?
Yeah, she's not a sister. She's from.
I don't know how sisters think like that. A foreigner sister,
I already know she's good.
Sister from Maryland.
No, she's not a sister. No, she's not a sister. She's from the others.
We'll see. Black. And again, I'm not making any predictions because she hasn't played against good competition yet. I'm just saying she's probably going to be second best rookie this year, and she may give Paige some competition. You know, Paige has to be more assertive than she was in the first 3 quarters of this year in order to do well in the WNBA. She can't be passive and be successful in the WNBA. So we'll see how she blends in with Enrique, which I'm actually looking forward to the two of them playing together because I think it will help Enrique's game, Rob, because I think Enrique takes bad shots sometimes. And I think maybe some of Paige will rub off on her, and maybe some of Enrique will rub off on Paige while being more assertive and maybe occasionally take a shot that's not a high percentage shot and not worry about her numbers all the time.
She won't have to worry about getting pulled out of the game by Gino, so she can just do her thing.
Right. Yeah. So I think the two would be a really good backcourt, Rob, and one of the best backcourts in the league easily. And I think they'll play well together. We'll see what happens. I think Paige has that type of game where she can adapt. And I am really interested to see how she plays without Gino. That's a good point, Rob. We've talked about that before. So, again, I think Enrique's numbers, shooting percentages, may go up this year, Rob, because people say her shooting percentages aren't as high as they should be for a volume shooter. I'm interested to see if they go up because of Paige as a teammate. We'll see. Let us know what you think down below. If you like this video, hit the like button. Feel free to share it with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to your channel yet, do so. Please do so. Hit that notification bell when you do. Because anytime Rob puts that finger down, you have to subscribe. So make sure you do.
Look down. Look down.
And guess what? We're going to do the WNBA draft live. I'm going to do it tomorrow night, which is Monday. And before that is Kate and Clark's crossover 6 to 7 on Mondays and 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursdays, Eastern time, except for major holidays. It's like a sports reporter type forum with guest podcasters. It's really cool. We talk about Kate and Clark and all sorts of stuff related to that. And if you want, you can donate to this channel with super chats and super thanks down below and a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.